Dorsing around, me and my broskies in the town.
Hey, what is going on, guys? Welcome yourselves back to another InSync podcast, Progression of Charlie Puth. We do progressions every single Tuesday. We do a full-length podcast every single Thursday with song reviews, and we pick two super interesting, compelling topics to talk about. Those are around 30 minutes long. This isn't too long, but we do this every single Tuesday. Last week was Shawn Mendes. Next week will be Coldplay, and then probably Zed after that. So in the comments down below, let us know if you want there's any key points you want us to hit with Coldplay, and any artists you want us to see a progression/evolution on. So our Instagram is in the link below. Our last podcast is in the link below. We talk about Zed, Post Malone, Jonas Brothers, all their new songs. Review it. It was super fun. Lucas's channel is in the link below. My music is in the link below. I got a new song coming out this Friday. Super fire. Stay tuned for that. And just like I said, let us know what you want to see in the future. But let's get into it, because you didn't come to see me blabble. Alright, that was cringy as crap, guys. But alright, here's the thing. Charlie Puth. Let's start from the beginning. Something y'all might not know. I don't know if you knew this, Lucas, but I'm gonna say it anyways. Charlie Puth dropped "See You Again" with Wiz Khalifa. Okay, we all know that. March 10th, 2015. We all know that. But I feel like most artists have like two ways to their claim to fame. It's either building up their career, people like Ed Sheeran, people like Kendrick Lamar. But people like Lil Nas X, Old Town Road, Justin Bieber with Baby, all these different artists right now are blowing up one hits. They're one hit wonders. They're building up to their career and they finally made it. You look at Lizzo, her song "Truth Hurts" came out a long time ago. Same with the "Get Up" by Blanco Brown. But Charlie Puth did it a pretty rare way. You could compare it to "Sunflower" by Post Malone and Sway Lee in the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse movie, except they were already, popular artists by then. Charlie Puth, yes, he had a YouTube channel, which we'll talk about in a bit, hopefully. But yes, he had a YouTube channel, but did he have any high charting songs? No. So it'd be like if I was a little more popular, a lot more popular, but you get what I mean. He wasn't a big YouTuber or anything, but he obviously did covers and all of that, so maybe those were big. But as far as his actual music goes, not too big. So he applies the song with Wiz Khalifa to Furious. They accept it. His life gets changed. Over 1 billion views everywhere. What does he do next? Well, about a month later, actually less than a month later, March 10th is when "See You Again" came out. His first EP dropped May 1st, Some Type of Love, including songs like "Suffer," Marvin Gaye, "I Won't Tell a Soul," "I Won't Tell a Soul," songs like that, which wasn't the album as itself is not super high charting, so I feel like it's kind of overlooked. Most people are looking at 9-Track Mind and of course now Voice Notes, and of course anticipating his new album, which is supposed to be called "Sick," I heard, but some type of love. What do you think about his first EP? Because I've never talked about this with you. I don't think people in general have this discussion about his first EP. A lot of artist EPs people talk about, but I don't feel like this was a huge one. But it's a really good EP, in my opinion. What's your opinion?
So, I think, like all new artists, they're most likely going to release an EP to give a little taste to everybody what they sound like and what their potential is.
Yeah.
And in this situation, it's very similar to everything we've heard from Charlie Puth. And, I mean, everything you would expect. Everything you would expect. And I think this really got him noticed by a lot of people. And this got him onto the scene. And after that, he started releasing huge songs. Charted very high. I mean, it helped him launch his career.
Yeah, do you think this was a good first EP? And another question as well is, it comes off "See You Again." If you notice, March 10th, then May 1st, do you think this was rushed because of how close together the release dates are? Do you think it is?
Not totally. I mean, it normally takes I think he saw this as an opportunity, and with Wiz Khalifa, it was a very, very good opportunity to take. Because that song, on YouTube alone, it has like over 4 billion views.
Yeah,
That song's been massive.
It's insane.
And I think it was great for him to take that opportunity just to do that, because I think that blew him. I think that got him more out in the open than his EP did.
Oh yeah, for sure, 100%.
He was already a big artist. He was already doing stuff, and that only helps Charlie Puth. So I think I would have done the same thing if I were him.
Yeah, I feel like I agree with you, but I don't feel like it really boosted. Because, like I said, Marvin Gaye is technically the only, like, I guess you could say, massive song. Again, you only really need one to consider yourself not a one-hit wonder. It doesn't feel rushed. I feel like the release might have been rushed, but not the actual songs. You never know. Charlie Puth, he might have had this ready before he took the See You Again opportunity and was like, I'm going to wait and I'm going to drop this right smack dab in the middle of this fame train, really. There's that, or he did this in such a short amount of time. Doesn't really sound like that, though. So I would say this isn't super, super successful for a first EP. But what people really look at is the first album. And his first album he dropped, first full-length album, studio and all that, is 9-track Mind. And of course, before 9-track Mind, he did have One Call Away and We Don't Talk Anymore come out before that. But obviously, we're looking at the album, which came out early 2016, January 29th. And before we get into that, I would like to say my favorite song from Some Type of Love, which I feel like might have been overlooked, is Suffer. The notes he hits, like, guys, we have notes for our podcast sometimes, and the notes I write in here is the notes that he hits are, the like, I always try to sing it, but y'all know what I mean,
Yeah, well, Suffer, you see, I mean, he does a lot of the normal stuff he normally does. Like, I love how his falsetto, I love the texture of his falsetto and his voice overall. And he really does, like, throughout his entire, like, discography, he always uses head, chest range. I mean, it's always either falsetto, a little bit of chest here and there. I mean, he has a great use of both.
Yeah, for sure.
In all of his songs.
For sure. And
this one's one of them.
Yeah, Suffer, I agree with you. He uses his vocals really good. Lucas actually has some criticism of his vocals, which we'll get into in a second. But now let's talk about 9-track Mind, which, like I said, came out January 29th. What do you think about this album? Some favorites from it? A quick album review, vocal progression, evolution, things like that. What do you think, bro?
Well, 9-track Mind, I mean, overall, it's a pretty good album. We Don't Talk Anymore. It's a pretty catchy song. We got One Call Away. And, I mean, did pretty well on the charts. Like, most of his other music went to number 6 on the Billboard Top 200. And, yeah, everywhere else it did pretty well, too. You look at all these songs, I mean, they're all pretty catchy. I mean, he re-released Marvin Gaye. Well, I mean, One Call Away.
Which was smart. I think that was smart, like, as far as, like, marketing and making the song bigger. I think that was smart.
Yeah. I mean, also One Call Away, that was... I remember in school, everyone was singing that. Everyone's still singing that right now. Yeah. After a while, it gets annoying. But that song, as you know, was huge. And We Don't Talk Anymore was also huge. I mean, both singles were massive. So, I mean, it's just like, I feel like that album was, it just broke him loose. It broke him loose. Like, he's at the very top of his game at that point.
It definitely got him at the top of his game, and not to mention collabing with Selena Gomez, who is not as big now, obviously, but she's a massive artist, so that definitely helped a lot. I also like songs like My Gospel, Up All Night, Dangerously, bro. You like that one too. Fire. And he released Suffer, and he kind of released most of his EP again in the album. But so that's why he released a deluxe version, and deluxe version just has even more bangers. I don't think any of the songs in the deluxe version really went huge, but he does like an interesting song called Nothing But Trouble, Instagram Models. It's kind of like an interesting, I don't know, play on things. But yeah, absolutely great album. Any progression you see from Some Type of Love to 9-Track Mind? Any progression? I see progression, but I want you to, go first. See what you think.
Well, I mean, I feel like his songwriting definitely got better. Just like his overall songwriting, I mean, made songs more catchy, which is why this album was better and sold more than the last album.
Yeah.
It's part of the reason why. And I mean, it went to 37, which is still unbelievable for really anybody.
Yeah.
But the 9-Track Minds went to number 6 on the Billboard, and that's quite an improvement. And it's, I mean, top 10 album right there.
Yeah. What about vocally? I feel like vocally he didn't get better. I feel like he explored more, bro. He went just crazy with all kinds of different beats and stuff. I feel like he was definitely a lot more creative.
Yeah, like I feel like Dangerously at the time was a very a newer song for him. He kind of like explored the different. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like it's been done before. I feel like he kind of explored different song types, different pop song types. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like different song types of a genre, basically. Like he didn't switch genres or anything, but yeah, I get what you're saying, and especially it has so many hits. I mean, Dangerously is kind of like the hit off the album because One Call Away, We Don't Talk Anymore were released before the album. Obviously, they're from the album, but you get what I mean.
Yeah.
And
I mean, Dangerously was more worldwide. It didn't chart in the U.S., but it charted in like Europe.
Oh, really? That's sick. Yeah, it's
I was kind of surprised to see that too. It's a good song.
Yeah, that's interesting. And then he dropped Attention, and okay. Yes, he changed a little bit from Some Type of Love. We're talking a little bit writing, right, Luke? We're talking a little bit vocal. Well, here's the one thing with Charlie Puth, guys. I feel like he hasn't vocally gotten better, but that's not a diss. I feel like he vocally has not gotten better because he's so dang good at vocals to begin with. What do you think? Do you agree with that, or do you think he's gotten a little better, or what?
So one thing, I mean, his stuff kind of remained the same. Like, like you look at all of his stuff, I feel like from Attention, How Long and stuff like that, I like How Long. But like from there on, it kind of seemed to decrease a little bit. Like The Way I Am, after a while, like what's your opinion on The Way I Am? I'm not really a huge fan of it. But
well,
after a
first,
while, you go to this album. Sorry, am I cutting you off?
Nah, it's all good. What were we gonna say? So you go to this album and it throws you off?
I mean, it charted to number 4. It's his highest charting album right now.
Yeah.
But like, as you look at the charts and everything, as you look at all the singles, Attention went super high. How Long went pretty high.
Attention did go massive, bro. It did go massive.
Yeah. But like, the last 3 singles, Done For Me, Change, The Way, they didn't chart super high. And that's the thing. I mean, it's still cracked.
Yeah.
Cracked in there. It
Yeah.
didn't chart really at all.
I mean, okay, but so what do you think about, charting aside, what do you think about The Way I Am?
So The Way I Am, I mean, it's about the way he is.
Yeah.
But I just thought the instrumental.
You don't like it?
Yeah. I mean, the instrumental kind of threw me off. But this is also probably part of the reason why I didn't really. I mean, yes, 45 million. If you're gonna look at Charlie Puth's YouTube video or Spotify, it's bound to get at least 20 million. Like,
Yeah.
Really anything.
Yeah.
anything
What?
Charlie Puth
So.
related.
Okay.
But like,
So.
you look at it, part of the reason I think it wasn't super big was because like it's just a rhythm. The rhythm kind of seems like it's a little bit older and used already.
Yeah, I agree in that sense, but I disagree. I think it's really good, but see the reason.
I'm not saying it's terrible.
Well, yeah, but probably one of one of the reasons, I'm not like trying to make your opinion for you, but one of the reasons probably why you don't like it that much is because it is so different for Charlie Puth, and it's kind of like the way he is. So it's kind of like an introspective. It's kind of like a very, very rough turn in topical sense and in the musicality sense.
I mean, I agree with just about everything he says in that song.
Yeah.
Everybody's trying to be famous, and everybody.
Yeah, you just don't like how it sounds. You don't like how it sounds. Sonically, you don't like how it sounds, but you like the concept. You like what he's doing with it.
I mean, I feel like
what he's talking about.
I feel like he could make that song into a better song, like a stronger instrumental. Because I feel like, I mean, I've heard artists. I've gone to multiple shows, and I've also had friends who've gone to multiple shows, films, concerts, and people doing very similar music like that, songs like that.
Yeah.
And they just don't make it. They just don't make it. But I think because this is Charlie Puth.
Well, obviously he's still gonna make it.
Yeah, but like there are people who've done similar songs that I've seen and other people have seen that sound almost just like this one, and even before this one came out,
yeah,
they haven't made it at all. So I mean, it's kind of like,
I mean,
you wonder, maybe it's just because it's Charlie Puth and people.
I mean, well, bro, like the thing is like, do you think he did too much with this album? Personally, I don't think so. Well, quick thing. Have you heard If You Leave Me Now?
Actually, I haven't heard that one. No.
You haven't heard that one? So that one, he basically layers vocals upon vocals upon vocals upon vocals, and I really like it. So
it has Boyz II Men in there too, so it's probably
yeah, it's a great song. And yeah, the thing about The Way I Am is it definitely is different. But then you go to Attention, bro, and like you're saying, definitely off of 9-Track Mind. Correct us if we're wrong, guys. But I feel like 9-Track Mind did have more hits in quotes as far as like streams and stuff goes.
I mean, it did.
Whether you like it better or not, that's subjective, right? That's up to you.
That's opinion.
But although not a lot of big songs on Voice Notes, and by big, guys, I mean like big. Like obviously all of them did amazingly. But Attention, that was smash, bro. Huge hit. And the other thing is like that was really, really different for him. I mean, you even talking about the instrumental, the bass and all that. What do you think about Attention? Does that sound like anything else you've heard? Do you like it? I assume you like it, but why? Or why not?
So, you know what? I went to Attention, and it kind of the beginning kind of sounded like it was taken from a worship song. So
yeah, I know what you mean. Yep.
You won't relent. You search that up right now.
Search that up, guys. Search that up.
So similar. Search up You Won't Relent, and then search up Attention. And I mean, part of me thinks like, oh wait a minute. Oh, I think he took that.
I don't think that. No.
I mean, well, Sean, it's basically the exact same.
Yeah, but hey, a lot of my songs probably have sounded the exact same as other songs, but that's because like it just does, not because I'm trying to. You know what I mean?
Sean, this is almost the exact
yeah.
same.
So regardless of that fact, and y'all look it up at home, but regardless of that fact, what do you think about this song?
I mean, I love this song. I feel like it has a really great setup and everything. First, the chorus is I mean, I love the pre-chorus. I love the bridge and all that. I mean, you have first he goes falsetto in the first two choruses, and then the last chorus he goes chest and all that.
Yeah.
And it's really cool to see his chest range. I feel like it's pretty unique. I mean, you look at it, but like you look at it and it just sounds different.
It's coming out more recently, that's for sure.
And
I warned myself, mother, it's definitely coming out more.
I mean, overall, it's
yeah.
very good.
Yeah, I agree. And what about How Long? Quick thoughts about How Long? You like that?
How Long? I mean, How Long was pretty good. I liked How Long.
Yeah, I like the whole bass thing. The room. Anyways, but I mean, the thing about this album, guys, I do think this album has a huge amount of progression. I think maybe he tried a little too much to do too many different styles, but if we're talking progression evolutions, this is huge for an artist. I mean, How Long and Attention kind of have like a, you know, similar bass and all that. It's kind of similar, but then he has songs that are kind of like choir-ish, songs that are kind of blues, funky. I mean, I just think it's a lot of progression. Do you agree that it's definitely a lot of progression for him?
I mean, it seems like, so Charlie Puth, I mean, you look at it, it's kind of one of those artists you expect to have. I mean, his albums have only gone up so far, but I feel like his next album will not do as well as this one did. Because, so fans have the expectation that after an artist releases a great album, they tend to have another great album afterward. So they prepare themselves to save up their allowance money if they're our age or stuff like that. And then they go buy all the songs and stuff like that. They go buy them on Spotify, they buy them on everything. On social media, they buy CDs. I mean, they buy vinyl. I think he's even on vinyl. But like, you look at all of them, you look at his record so far, he doesn't have a huge discography. But this album had some good songs on there, but I don't feel like the songs he released were all single worthy. I mean, I don't think he should have released the last 3 singles that he released.
Do you think he evolved though from 9-track bind to this?
I mean,
not off of charting, off of vocal, off of how it sounds, everything.
Well, not really. I mean, he tried experimenting with stuff that's already been done. But like, I feel like that only kind of hurt him a little bit. He's still massive. It's just, I think it might affect charting. I mean, otherwise, vocally, not really.
I mean, that's an interesting take. I mean, I kind of disagree with him, guys. But let us know what you think in the, not heavily disagree, but like just a little bit. So let us know what you guys think in the comments below. So let's talk about I Warned Myself, Mother, and Cheated on You. What do you think about his up and coming, or let's just say his new collection of music so far? What do you think of that?
Well, I mean, so far we have some classic Charlie Puth, but what really got me, what song I really liked the most is, I mean, I probably shouldn't like this one, but I Cheated on You. I mean, he's not talking about that, but he's talking about like how he broke
it's an interesting concept, bro. It's like
he
so
broke up with his girlfriend, but now he's with someone else.
It's like my parents teach me. Well, so my parents teach me it's like you don't want to give too much of your heart to one girl, and you like want to be careful because the next you're always gonna have, or in your marriage you're always gonna have pieces of your heart, like with them still, like metaphorically, obviously. So he's kind of like basically saying like, yo,
be careful with what you do.
Yeah, and he's like, with this new girl, like, you're cool, but I still feel like I'm cheating even though I'm out of the relationship. I agree, bro. This song's really good. Mother, okay. I Warned Myself. I actually don't really think that is classic Charlie Puth, to be honest. Definitely a lot more head voice, or sorry, not head voice, chest voice. And the production is really, really cool. And that's the thing with Charlie Puth. We cannot fault him. His production is amazing. And he makes all of it himself.
Alone too, so that's really
he makes it himself, beat-wise, mixing-wise, and everything. So that's really good. Yeah, I Warned Myself, bro. The how he goes with the whistle and everything, super good. The effect on his voice, the harmonizing effect on his voice, we were talking about that earlier, is good. So what do you think his new album? I'm pretty sure he's releasing an album, but whether he is or isn't, what do you think his new stuff is gonna be? Personally, before you go, I agree. Charting wise, don't think it's gonna be as big just because he has so far. I mean, cheating on You did drop today, so like we can't technically judge it yet. But so far, he doesn't have anything as big as Attention, See You Again, One Call Away. They're all in like the 44, 50 millions versus hundreds of millions. But we'll see. But what do you think? What is going to happen?
I think the song will chart pretty high. I feel like it'll get a decent amount of clicks and views and all that. But I think this album, as I said before, so I mean I don't think the album will chart as high because of the singles on this last one. I mean, singles matter on albums. If you
Yeah.
release a single that's not as good as a song that's not a single, it will affect your chart.
It's yeah, for
not
sure.
not everyone is going to listen to the entire album and listen to that one great song and just know, I have to have that album because that one song's there. You need to release it as a single.
Yeah.
Now, I feel like there were songs on. So, Voice Notes, I mean, I think it had songs that could have been singles on there. But, I mean, songs were released that weren't as good as those ones. I feel like that's really, you need to release the right song as a single. That's what will really help you chart.
Yeah.
In this situation, I feel like that's where, I mean, I think that's going to affect his follow-up.
Yeah,
this
for
next
sure.
album that he will release. Because, I doubt this isn't going to come without an album. But this next album, I think it might just, I don't think it'll drop super far. It might just go to 15 to 20.
Yeah. And I agree with that. I also think that I personally don't think these singles are trash. I think they're really, really good. But obviously, it have to be amazing to be bigger than the last album. And it's not necessarily a knock if this isn't as big as 9-Track Mind or Voice Notes. But it's just a fact of a matter, the matter of the fact that it might not be as big. And that's okay, but yeah, I don't know if he's going to progress a lot more. He's definitely progressing in this new stuff to even more of a darker tone and super cool vocal effects. But vocally, guys, I feel like he hasn't progressed a lot as far as skills go. Creatively, vocally, I feel like he has a lot. Experimenting stuff, he has definitely evolved with experimenting stuff. His style, his foothold, if you will, in the industry, 100%. Like, I mean, we talked about this. You know, he's definitely found his right place, and definitely switched around styles and kind of gone from the more lighthearted to the more kind of deep. And I kind of hope he sticks with that, and maybe experiments a little less than with Voice Notes. Any final thoughts you got, bro?
Yeah. So I want to kind of talk about his live performances a little bit. So what I've noticed he does, I mean, he does use auto-tune a lot in his concerts and stuff like that, but he tends to lower his songs. And this is another
5 SOS, all of them.
This is another thing that I get upset about. So they make great songs and they key them at, which sounds like a singable key for some of them, but in the studio, you need to be able to record songs that you feel like you'll be able to sing live.
Yeah.
Like Dangerously, he keyed that down. Like, he keys these songs down, and he doesn't key all of his songs down.
Well, obviously, like, he's not going to key Attention down, or I Wore Myself, because those are lower, but...
Yeah. I mean, in his type of range, his type of songs, he needs to be able to sing them. It's not easy to sing chest range, like a full chest. And
Go.
so, it's so hard to sing full chest and then go falsetto all of a sudden. It's one of the most difficult things to do live. Falsetto can be lost so easily live if you have big chest notes in your songs. It's so difficult, and you need to be able to record songs that you're able to sing live. Now, in this case, he hasn't lowered all of his songs, but it's disappointing. It's even disappointing. Like, you lower Dangerously, you're like, oh, I wanted him to hit that high falsetto note and that high chest note, all that. I love the chorus. I love all of it. It's really like, it's kind of I wouldn't say embarrassing. We're all human, but it's pretty disappointing.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I feel like there's also part of it where a heavy amount of it is for people to listen on Spotify and all of that versus live. But I think this would be a good topic to debate further on the Thursday podcast, and we might do that, guys. But speaking of the Thursday podcast, link in the description of the last one. We do a podcast every single Thursday, like I said in the beginning of this video. Super fun. We're gonna have different people on. We do a sports section, song reviews. We have 2 big topics. Sometimes they're controversial, and sometimes we debate something, and sometimes it's just crap on an artist. And every single Tuesday, progression. Next week, Coldplay, and possibly Zed after. Last week was Shawn Mendes. Link in description. Where should they check us out on Instagram, Lucas? Give them the handle.
In the NSYNC podcast on Instagram.
Check that out. We post clips.
In the description.
Yes, it's in the freaking description, boys. We post freaking dope clips on there of the podcast, so you know to come check it out on our beautiful YouTube channel. And,
hey, Sean.
What's up?
I am releasing the first NSYNC podcast sports edition on my channel
/segment. So check that out. Link in the freaking description as well as boys skis. I'll stop being weird. Leave a like. Please subscribe.
Hey, Sean,
What's up?
One last thing. I'll put your favorite song in there.
We'll see you guys later. Bye.